Greetings, folks. I actually didn't push stop on my computer. My computer actually stopped. My camera actually went out, so that's why I cut that video got cut short. Um, but yeah, now I'm gonna get into the Rangers. The Rangers for this season. And I'm gonna start off with Jack, the Red Ranger. Jack kind of starts off kind of more like a douchebag. In my opinion, Jack starts off as a douchebag. But anyway, he starts off more douchey in a way. Because he's a thief. He is a thief, and he kind of has a kind of a smart mouth. He got a back talks to them when they're trying to get when they're getting arrested. The he back talks Skye, Bridge and Sid, and he's kind of a douchebag at first. Like he was reluctant to be the high power ranger at first. He was very reluctant to be a ranger at first, and then when he became the Red Ranger, he let it get to his head. Basically, became even more of a douchebag. Let being a Red Ranger get to his head. It's like in the third episode, Jax gets big headed, become and being the Red Ranger, and that made him a little unlikable in a way. But after that episode, I became a big Jack fan. If you seen my Power Ranger videos all my older Power Ranger videos, you know I'm a big Jack fan. He became a badass Ranger. I mean, he became a very competent leader, and he became he's a good, solid, competent leader in a way. In my opinion, he was a good leader of the team. He had those cool Delta blasters. Ever seen he had the Delta blaster? So I know this is Sensei season, but true enough. But in America, he's Jack. But I don't know this is Sensei. Some of this is Sensei footage, true enough. But that was a bad. He was badass with those Delta blasters. Hey, but he's a pretty competent fighter. They did have more fight scenes in this. Jack was a pretty competent fighter. He was a good leader. He's overall a good character. Like I said, I'm a big Jack fan anyway. He's also played by a guy named Brandon J. McLaren, who is actually he's become an actually serious actor now. He's actually one of the few people from Power Rangers to actually have a pretty good acting career. He's a pretty good actor. He's been on a lot of stuff. He's been in some movies, been on a lot of stuff. I mean, he's become more of a pretty competent actor. He's also Canadian. He's also from Canada. Anyway, then we got Skye, the Blue Ranger, the second in command of the team. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Skye's kind of a douchebag. Skye is a douchebag. He's a flat out douche. I mean, we know why he's a douche, true enough, and he's very bitter. He's more of a bitter character. He had he the reason he's very bitter is because he wants to be the Red Ranger, but he's not the Red Ranger. He's the Blue Ranger. He gets chosen to be the Blue Ranger, and he's basically pissed off halfway through the season because he's very bitter about not being a Red Ranger. He always judged Jack about everything he did, just about. But later on during the season, Skye kind of lightened up because it was actually this episode called Reflections, where Skye is actually comes face to face with the guy that killed his dad. His dad, people actually say Skye's dad was actually Alex from Power Rangers Time Force. We all know Time Force. Alex was the original Red Ranger in Time Force. People actually say his father was Alex. I don't know if his father was Alex or not. People have just been saying that. I don't know. But his father's Ranger costume is the Time Force costume. Is the Time Force Red Ranger costume. So hey, I don't know. It was never explained really. But Skye actually after that he comes like he said he comes face to face his with his father's killer basically, and Jack actually gives him his morpher and lets him morph into the SPD, it morphs into the Red Ranger. He gets to use the battleizer, and he gets to use the SPD battleizer, which is a given to the Red Ranger, given to Jack, and destroys the monster that kills his father. And after that, Skye becomes more of a likable character because after that he doesn't bitch that much about not being the Red Ranger. He gets his chance to be the Red Ranger, and he actually discovers that the heroes come in all colors. No matter what color you are, color range you are, what color you are, heroes come in all colors. So that's one thing he learns. Skye actually has the most character development throughout the season. So he's the most character development. He has the most character development. Now we got Bree, the Green Ranger. Bree is flat out the comic relief of the character. He's the comic relief character of the show. He's more like he's comic relief. That's all you can say about Bree. He's comic relief. He's a pretty good Green Ranger. He's a pretty good fighter. I mean, we never see him leading the team really, but he actually has a catchphrase name. He says it's buttery. He always does his hands like he says buttery. When he talks about toast, it's very buttery. And that's Bree. That's all you can say about Bree. I mean, he's the comic relief character of the show. Then we got Z. Z is Jack's best friend. She was the one that was with Jack. Her and Jack were like partners. They had they were basically thieves that stole stuff to give the people that are less fortunate. And Z's the Yellow Ranger, and like I said, her power makes her civilian power makes her likable. Cause like I said, she can like duplicate like 4 or 5 different figures. So that's just cool to me. I mean, Z's a likable character. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. She's one of the more, I think, in my opinion, one of the more blander characters out of all the Rangers. But she's likable still. Anyway, then we got Sid, the Pink Ranger. In my opinion, Sid's the eye candy. She's hot. The actress that plays Sid is she has some blue eyes that'll make you want to go to sleep. I mean, after you look, her eyes are gorgeous. If you look at her eyes, you will probably really want to fall asleep. I mean, she's hot, and she has a nice ass. She kind of has a nice ass, too. Anyway. And she's the rich girl, the spoiled rich girl. She's kind of the typical ditzy blonde in a way. Not that there's anything wrong with ditzy blondes. I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm not throwing any shade out to her, but anyway. But she's like the rich girl and whatnot. But yeah, but she's also a likable character too. So that's Z, not Z, Sid, the Pink Ranger. Now we got Commander Cougar, who's also on the team, actually a Ranger. This is actually the first season I can think of. Let me see. I think this was the first season where the mentor, where like the Zordon type character was actually a Ranger. If I'm not, I'll take that back. It was Tommy and Dino Thunder. Tommy and Dino Thunder was he was the mentor / he was also on the team too. So I'll take that back. This is the second time we did that in America. But yeah, Commander Cougar, he's the Shadow Ranger, and he's a dog. He's a talking dog. Kind of freaked me out in a way when I first seen him. When I was younger, when I first watched SPD, because I started back watching Power Rangers right at the end of Dino Thunder. I really didn't watch. I watched some of Ninja Storm and I watched some of Wild Force. Well, I really didn't start watching Power Rangers full time till like the end of Dino Thunder, to the middle of Dino Thunder, and I watched all the SPD. But anyway, Commander Cougar was a dog, so he kind of freaked me out at first. But he actually become a badass. He's a badass character. I mean, you really don't. He's a guy. He was a character. Had he been real, you wouldn't want to fuck with him. You would not want to fuck with him. But anyway, he was a badass fighter, and his whole reason for wanting to take down Groom was because he thought Groom killed his wife. But it turns out Groom didn't kill his wife. And that happens toward the end. Anyway, he's commander. He's over SPD. He actually doesn't take the leadership role from Jack. He does come in and assist the Rangers, but he doesn't take the shine from Jack. He lets Jack. He knows that that's Jack's team. He appointed Jack leader of the team. So he doesn't come in and try to intervene as leader. So he lets Jack lead the team. But anyway, then we got Sam, the Omega Ranger. He's more of the. I think Sam. We never see him demorph to the very end. We never see who Sam. We never fucking see who Sam is. Sam is to the very end. But though that he's kind of a badass. He's kind of a pretty badass ranger. Um, he actually feels they actually had six. Actually, full really. How many rangers did they have? Let's see. I don't know. They had a good many rangers this season. Even though some of those rangers only there for one episode. But anyway, Sam, we don't see his face. Like I said, we see his face toward the end, but he's a pretty good character, likable character. He's kind of a loner in a way. I mean, we never see him at least until he's around the Rangers. But Sam, he was a pretty good. He's an okay character. Actually, the Japan equivalency of the Omega Rangers, that he actually had an identity. He actually was demorphed. We would never see Sam demorph until the end of very end of the season, very last episode, matter of fact. And now I'm gonna get to the allies. We got Cat, who's a cat. She's like half cat, half human. She's Dog Cougar's like right hand. He's like his assistant. She basically builds the Zords. She's like the alpha of this season. She's the alpha of this season. She's the alpha. You know, she's a likable character. She's pretty cool. Actually, the players are pretty hot. She's pretty cute. But anyway, then we got Boom. Like I said, who's the common relief character of the group? Boom was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Boom was freaking hilarious. And he was more like the Vulcan, but more like a Vulcan Skull type character in a way, like a Vulcan Skull type ally, as well as the next person I'm gonna talk about Piggy. Piggy was a weird alien looking creature, but he was also a comic relief character. He also used to play the Rangers he played the Rangers all the time. He like have an alliance or like a alliance going on with Groom and like the evil villains and whatnot. He always had something going on with them. But anyway, but Piggy was a pretty good character. Now I'm gonna get to the villains. Um, the main villain is Emperor Groom, and he's kind of a. My little cousin actually said that Groom was kind of scary to him. I guess because his appearance, but he's kind of a badass slash. He can also have some his comedic moments. He was a pretty overall good villain, good main villain. I mean, he actually did go in to fight the Rangers on a couple of occasions, and fought Dog Cougar a good bit too. So he actually came in and fought the Rangers. So I like that's a good thing too about Groom. Now we got Mora slash Morgana. Now Mora starts off as a kid. That's like Groom's right hand woman and whatnot. She's more like a second in command than him, but she's a kid, like a 10, 11-year-old kid. But she's not originally a 10, 11-year-old kid. And throughout the season, Groom always basically tells her to basically shut her mouth or stop complaining. I'm gonna turn you back into your original form. And when he does turn her back into her original form. Her original form is a hot older woman, and she hates her original form. She hates her original form, which like I said, which is an older one, which is an adult. She wants to be a kid, but Grum turns into an adult, which making her Morgana, and she becomes kind of a badass character in a way. In my opinion, she becomes kind of badass in a way. I mean, she fights the Rangers on occasions, but as Morgana, and then she eventually turns back into Mora. So. But she's okay. She's an okay character. I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. She's an okay character. Okay villain. Now let's talk about Broodwing, one of his generals. Broodwing, he was likable. I mean, he was a likable character. He's like the Goldar of this season. He's more he's like one of his one of Grum's generals. I mean, he's an overall cool character, likable character. I mean, I think I am I think I'm leaving a couple of villains out, but I don't know. If you watch this video, you know, comment. But yeah, that's the characters. Overall, SPD was a good season, I think. I'm gonna try to wrap this video up. Overall, SPD was a pretty good season. I liked it. I liked it. I mean, it was a pretty good season. I mean, one of the better Disney seasons. I will say that. One of the better Disney seasons. But yeah, if I had to pick a character out of SPD, I had to say it had to be a tie between Jack and Bree. As a character, out of characters I like, I really like, he'd be Jack and Bree. And I don't like Jack just because he's a black guy. That's not why I like Jack. I like Jack. No homo involved at all, but I like Jack because he's a pretty good character. He's a pretty good leader. In my opinion, he's a pretty good leader, pretty good Red Ranger. Badass with those blasters. But anyway, and Bree, he's a funny, hilarious character. I do like See It's Hot. I didn't say See It's Hot. Haven't really seen, except for the guy that played Jack, hadn't really seen many of the other actors from SPD in anything else. Actually, the actors that voiced the role of Doggy Cougar actually played Daggeron on Power Rangers and Mystic Force. I'm not talking about Mystic Force. I don't really like Mystic Force that much. I've watched more episodes of it. Not really liking it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really liking it. And the guy that actually voiced the role of Groom actually plays Mentor G in Power Ranger Samurai and Super Samurai now. The mentor on Super Samurai and Power Ranger Samurai is actually the guy that did the voice of Groom. And he actually appeared in an episode, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, well, I had to give SPD a rating. I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10. I mean, cause there were some things about it there were some stuff, like a couple episodes that I really wasn't feeling, but you can't like every episode. I'm taking it back. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, it's one of the better Disney seasons in my opinion. I liked it. Pretty good season. A lot of people say it's hit or miss, but I liked it. But anyway, that's how I got. Thumbs up this video, subscribe, share it on Facebook or Twitter. That's all I got for you guys today. My Power Rangers SPD review. I'm gonna go back and do those continue to watch them, watch other seasons, do those other reviews, get those out for you. I'm gonna do a Power Rangers Turbo review. I'm gonna do that Power Rangers Turbo the movie review. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm thinking about that. I might do that. I might not. Not a big fan of that movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not a big fan of it. But anyway, that's all I got. Like I said, thumbs up this video. Click the thumbs up button. Comment. Subscribe. Go up there, wiggle the little subscribe button. Go subscribe to my new channel. I'm trying to post some videos on there too. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for you guys. Peace. God bless. And goodbye.